Friday, September 21st, 3 p.m. Mountain Time, 2018. Guys, this next video comes out of Queens, New York. What you're looking at right here is an unknown object that was witnessed by Chris and Jaki. It was sent to me earlier this week, and I'm sure as bright as this thing was, it was probably witnessed by other people as well. Chris and Jaki just happened to have their camera at the ready and started filming this thing, whatever it is, as it flew over Queens, New York, right up here in this area. And I'm going to stop the video at 21 seconds, zoom in and take a closer look. Actually, I do adjust the color, and I put some different filters on it at the end of the video that I made here. This is the original that they sent me, and something bright seems to be self-propelled, seems to be moving, at least in my humble opinion, a little faster than an ordinary balloon would be moving, and it doesn't look like an ordinary balloon. It looks kind of big to be a balloon. The movement you see there of the object itself, whatever it is camera movement, because they didn't have time to get out their tripod. They just filmed this thing on the fly like most people do that see these unusual things in the sky. But you can see in their field of view is a row of trees here on the left. Kind of gives you an idea how fast this thing is moving. It's not moving at blazing speeds, but I think it is moving a little faster than just ordinary wind moving it through the sky. It almost looks like it's being controlled. Is it some sort of a drone? I don't know. It's certainly not an airplane. Here's a close-up look at it here. This half of the video, I take and adjust the color a little bit, the lighting. I slow it down into slow motion. And again, the odd zigzag movement is actually the camera, as they were doing the best they could to keep it still. And they actually did a really good job. But they asked me to take a look at it and zoom in, which I did. And I still don't know what they saw on this day. This was earlier in the week. Have no idea. But one thing I'm sure of, I would say that they weren't the only ones that saw this thing, whatever it is. Here it is in negative format, and what I want to show you is, in this format, if there were something underneath this object, whatever it is, if it were an experimental balloon, I've seen experimental balloons, and they have very obvious payloads underneath them that hang down from either cables or some sort of a rope or assembly system of ropes, 4 ropes, that hold a payload, whether it be some sort of instrumentation, maybe it's cargo. The one I saw looked like some sort of cargo. It was a fairly good size dark green square box that had multiple compartments on it. And it was out here in the East Desert. I saw it through a telescope early one morning. I was looking at the moon, and I saw this balloon start drifting by, and it actually decomposed right in front of me. It came apart in long strips, and then the payload landed on the ground somewhere out in the desert. I have no idea what it was, but you could clearly see, even without the telescope, that it was some sort of a experimental balloon. This object doesn't appear to have anything underneath it, so I don't know what they captured here. Whatever it is, it's not something that you see every day, and they were compelled to pull out their phone and start recording it because it just looked weird, that's all. And I agree. Totally does. It looks almost oblong shaped, where most balloons are obviously round, especially experimental balloons. They're almost long teardrop shaped. Pause it right there, and you can see it's kind of got a slight tilt to it, like it's tilted forward. And it does appear to be its own light source, and it does appear to be moving itself. I don't know. Really weird. Here's a still image, and I zoomed in. I didn't really gain anything from that either. I tried all kinds of different filters, different color approaches, different lighting, and still couldn't come up with anything conclusive. I have no idea what they've observed here, and neither do they. But I would have to say that as bright as this thing was, that they were probably not the only ones to witness this, whatever it was. Pretty bright object. Appears to be its own light source. Doesn't appear to be being illuminated by the sun, although it could be, but it's very, very bright to be illuminated by the sun, and it's not reflective. Like usually something that's in the sky that's being illuminated by the sun will shimmer, and you can totally tell that it's being illuminated by the sun. That doesn't appear to be. So I don't know what they've got there, but it was over Queens, New York earlier this week. Nice observation, guys. And on a final note, big heads up, guys, for the return of hurricanes. Look for an uptick in the next week to 10 days in the Atlantic Ocean for tropical storms and possibly more hurricanes. This is the west coast of Africa. You're looking at a series, one in particular right now that just entered the water, a strong tropical wave of energy that can sometimes turn into major hurricanes. So you're looking at one right now that just entered the warm waters off of the west coast of Africa, and there's another one behind it. So look for an uptick in hurricanes in the next week to 10 days. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a super day, and be safe out there.